Hey haters, it's Peyton.
It's Ainsley. I haven't talked to Peyton in like 12 hours, and I have so much to talk about.
That's actually insane. I have like, I just slept. I slept and I tanned. I'm actually upset you didn't tan with me, but we'll get past that.
Okay, I had an exam.
You were supposed to,
One of us is an academic.
Yeah, but then you texted me and you were like, I'm done with my exam. I've been done. And I was like,
oh yeah, I took it in like 10 minutes.
So I tanned alone for 2.5 hours this morning, but whatever. Okay, well, what are you going on then? What's in your 12 hours?
Last night.
I'm worried.
I texted a boy, the boy we were talking about in the car.
Which one? Oh, okay.
The boy we were talking about in the car, and I was like, oh, okay, like, what are you doing tonight? Because he had like,
Last night.
Okay.
Okay.
I sent him a snap of like me like at the gym or whatever, and he said, damn, and I was like, oh, like, haha, what are you doing tonight? And he was like, nothing, and
oh no.
I was like, great, you want to go to the beach? And he was like, yeah, of course, I'm so down. And I was like, okay, 10 p.m. And he was like, yeah, great. And I was like, okay, pick me up. And he was like, bet.
Wait, pause. We need some backstory. I used to snap him, is why this is important.
Yeah.
Like,
this is funny because,
yeah, yesterday she fully, like, I wouldn't say asked permission, but she just was like, hey, by the way, I've been snapping, let's call him John. I've been snapping John. And I was like, oh, okay. Wasn't a fan, but you do you, whatever. So that's why it was, like, brought up, because she was, like, letting me know.
Yeah, and all Peyton said was he's super icky and she could never, and she just thinks it's funny to laugh at him. And anyways,
hey, he was fun though.
He's tall.
Is he? I don't remember.
Is he? I don't know if he's tall, because it hit like 10 p.m. and I was like, are we doing something? Because like he didn't ask like where he was picking me up. He didn't like confirm he said he was going to.
Doesn't he have a nice car?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. He never picked me up.
What?
And I didn't want to ask. Like, I was actually fine. I, like, got in bed and was like, yeah, didn't feel like it. Anyways, so it was fine. But, like, what do I do in that situation? Because, like, I already asked him to hang out. Like,
what were you saying? So, don't, like, okay, that's why you and I are different in that area. Because, like, you have no issue, like, texting guys first or just being like,
I will
like, come pick me up. Like, let's go out, like, whatever. I am the type of person who will literally sit there for, like, days, like, and I'll just, like, won't say anything. And I'll be like, hey, if you're not going to text me, I won't text you, like, whatever. Like, I am just, like,
No. I have no shame in being like, hey, let's go out. I'm bored. I want to do something.
Yeah.
You're cute. Let's go. Like,
I know.
But I also would stop at a point. Like, I'll put in the effort and be like, oh, my God, like, let's go do something. But that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I won't follow up. Like,
right,
he didn't text me saying he was on his way, didn't ask where he was going to pick me up, and I didn't say anything.
Good, I'm proud of you.
I just was like...
Because any more would have been...
I know, and then it's ew. It's like, oh, so, like, where are you? It's like, we made these plans 30 minutes ago. Like, it's not happening.
No. But I feel like that's like actually, that's such a good segue into, like, our actual topic for today. But
no, we're not ready yet.
But okay, but like I can talk about it real quick. But like that's definitely on like past relationships and like stuff. Is like you're just very like I have because like effort will be put into you. So you're just like I don't mind giving a little effort because like I know it will be returned because you don't date guys that like will not return it.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll get into that later. I have one more thing.
Okay.
So I know we just started this podcast, but
we're matching rings. I'm sorry.
I know, and I forgot the other one.
It's okay, I don't have it on either.
Oh, perfect. Oh, and we have them on the same hand. That's so awkward.
We do. We have our little matching rings. Where do we get them? Billabong?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just noticed that. Continue on.
Anyways, so we just started this podcast, but Peyton actually has had some fans for a while. Peyton has a lot of fans.
I feel like I have more haters than fans. I wouldn't say fans, but
you have haters or fans, and that's it.
Yeah.
But anyways, one of your fans.
Oh no.
So there was something like football or basketball related, and somebody got like MVP or something, and their name was Peyton something. And
I'm so lost. In the draft last night, is that what we're talking about?
I think it was in the draft.
Okay.
There was
my
Peyton
brother was
something.
yelling about like the football draft all night, and it was like on our TV. So like, okay.
This was a couple days ago.
Oh,
but I just forgot to tell you.
Oh, so no, this wasn't about the draft.
I don't know.
The one
there was
football
an
thing I know.
athlete, Peyton something, and one of our friends reposted it and said something about that name, the first name.
What? You didn't tell me this for days.
He did it when he was like out of it at like 3 a.m. and like just nobody caught on because like even I saw the story and just kind of was like, okay, what like sports thing, and like moved on.
Wait, where was this, on Instagram?
On Instagram, and he admitted it later. He was like, yeah, that's what it said on there, and I was like, nobody caught it. It's
wait, I'll censor out the name. Who was this? Oh, I was like, what?
Number one Peyton fan.
Oh my gosh, wait, I was so nervous. That's like, okay,
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, this is like, speaking of my fans, I had one of the, I don't know, I guess we'll consider him a fan at the moment. Well, now he is. For a little bit, he was a hater, but he was a fan again. And then he just requested to follow my spam Instagram.
Ew.
I know. But I, like, didn't think much about it. Like, I posted it on my story, and then I just didn't think about it again. But yesterday, I was, like, on my spam, because I was, like, looking at, like, the dislikable Instagram, my spam account, and my main account, because now we have a few.
Yeah.
And I went to my spam, and I was like, wait, who followed me? Because, like, there's 31 followers. Like, I know exactly, like, who was on that list. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, I never deleted that.
The dislikable one?
No, like the spam one, but I never deleted it. So I saw the notification, and I was like, ew, who is this? And I looked, and I was like, oh, delete. But you know, like, when you go to, like, delete it, and you think you're gonna, like, accidentally accept it, like, on a private account, because on, like, my public Instagram, like, whatever. But I was like, if I screw up and accidentally click, like, approve, and I have to go block it, I was stressing.
That's crazy.
But it's okay. He's deleted.
Good.
One of the other.
Peyton has a lot of fans. Speaking of having a bunch of Instagrams,
yes,
I am so happy we have a new Instagram because
the dislikable
one, because I have my main and my spam, and neither of those are good for stalking. So I got a new stalking Instagram.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
Distractable.
Distractable?
I'm using it as my stalking Instagram.
Dislikable.
Dislikable.
Oh my god. Dislikable.
I'm using the dislikable Instagram.
Oh my god.
As my stalking Instagram.
No, it's facts. I didn't even think about that. I just use my spam though, because I'm like, they can't follow me back anyways. So I'm just like, or like follow me.
I guess, but like the people who know that's my account, I can't stalk.
I guess, yeah, that's true.
So I enjoyed that.
You also stalk more than me though. When did you go to sleep the other night? 3 a.m.? 12 to 3 is insane. You posted that. I saw the next morning, and I was like, you were up till 3 in the morning. I was
just stalking.
I go to sleep at like 9 p.m. Like if I'm out,
I go to bed at like 10:30.
If I'm out with like you guys, it's different. Like you and like, you know, we're out like at Cava, then like maybe 12, maybe 1. But like if I'm in bed by 9, asleep by 10. Like, I prioritize my sleep. So the fact that you were willing to give up so many hours...
No, it's just because I couldn't sleep.
Wild.
And then I was like...
That's what you do when you don't sleep?
Yeah, when I can't sleep, because I'm like, okay, I don't want to be on my phone anymore. Like, can't fall asleep. I don't want to watch TV.
You go on your phone and you stalk.
Yeah. But, like, you also stalk more than I do. Because you were like, the other day, you said, like...
I just see things, though. I don't stalk.
No, you do stalk. Because you were, like, offended that I didn't know what posts you had on Instagram. Because you know every single post I have.
Because you have 2. You literally have 2 posts. I have
5.
I have, like, 15 and, like, 4 fillers.
So why were you offended that I didn't know your posts?
I don't know. Because I remember, though, like, just, like, because I've liked all of your posts. And I've liked other friends of ours. So, like, when I like it, I just, like... mentally remember it. Like earlier today, we were talking about like inspo for the photo shoot. I literally was like, "Oh, this girl," and I like went back and
crazy.
Got it because like I just remember people's Instagrams. I won't remember someone's name, but if they show me their Instagram, I'm like, "Yes, I've seen that. I loved your post from like 4 years ago." Like that is just something crazy. I can like catch on to. I don't know. It's just easy for me.
Peyton also does not know faces. She sent us the Instagram she sent me the Instagram of one of the girls we work with and was like, who is it? Didn't she know her? No.
She still works.
She still works there. You probably work with her today.
No, I don't. I work with a different one. No, because like I don't know. She's like super cute, but I just like I've only worked with her a few times, so like I just don't recognize her.
But she's worked there for like a long time.
Okay, but I didn't meet her. Okay, but I was working 1 day a week, and when I worked 1 day a week, I worked with the same people. I worked with Adela, I worked with Kati. So like, I worked with 2 girls that like I know very well. So that was the thing, is then like she requested to follow me and I was like, I swear we know her from somewhere. Like I said it, I was like, I'm looking at her, I'm like, I know her from somewhere. That's why I sent it to you. I was like, where do we know her from? And then you were like, work. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's true.
I probably work with her on Monday. I probably work with her in a few days.
You'll be working with her now that you're working.
Oh yeah, because I am. I'm like actually working over the summer. That's fun.
Yeah.
Not gonna be broke anymore.
Yay!
So good. You're gonna have like 2 jobs?
Hopefully.
That's good. You should talk about your interview. Or your scary interview that you didn't go to.
Okay, so to preface, me and Peyton work as hostesses at the same restaurant.
Yeah.
We rarely work together, but...
Because we have like the same job there. Like there's like a person like in charge, and then there's like the littles.
Yeah.
We're both one of the people in charge, so like there's no need for both of us ever.
Together.
Yeah.
But... so I'm trying to find like a more serious job. Like I've done hostessing, we've done a librarian for a little bit.
Librarian.
But I really want to be like a secretary because I feel like I love talking to people. I love being in front of people, and like I'm so good at answering the phone. I'm good at the computer side. I'm good at the tech. Like
we're so different.
That is like my thing. Like I need to do that. And so I've been looking for like over the summer jobs as like a receptionist or a front desk or like registration for something like that. And I had an interview a couple days ago, and I went to the location. I didn't get out of my car.
Wasn't it a church?
It was at a church. It was for like a front desk receptionist at a church. Yeah. And I got there and they had like boards on all the windows, like wooden boards, and it was so small, and they had like gates that were like half broken, and I didn't go in.
No, that's like
I was so creeped out. Like,
but also we work at a decently nice place, I would say. Like our restaurant's like fine dining, I guess. So like going from that to like a boarded up church that looks like broken down, absolutely not. Wouldn't even have.
No. So like since I have a job, I allow myself to be a little picky about where I get my second one, and it was not going to be there. So I sent a message on Indeed and was like, yeah, I'm not coming in, sorry.
Wait, you did it on Indeed?
Yeah.
Did you see, this is so like, either you saw it or you didn't, but this is so like dark. There were 16 girls that did like the same job interview, and like they'd went to the job interview, never found them. 16 girls with the same job interview. Exactly why I did not walk into that church. Because I know you used Indeed. That's scary. I saw that on TikTok, so I don't know if it's like totally true. But like 16 girls, and like they all were like, oh, you know, secretary position, just sit at the front, do calls, work on the computer, whatever. And like went in and never came out. 16. And they're all like our age. That's crazy. That's because so scary. I was not about to walk into this church that looked like it hadn't been open in 20 years and sit in a room with this middle-aged man who's supposedly a pastor. Right. Like what a great way to like make people trust you and then capture them and never like, exactly. That's why it's so scary. Like just being a girl in general, but also like trying to do things alone. Yeah. I don't do anything alone though. Like I go to like Publix alone and Starbucks. That's about where I where am I? Any other place? No, I need someone with me. No. Like, can't do errands alone either. That's scary. I like being alone, though. I like it sometimes. Like in Starbucks the other day. Yeah, that's true. I love Starbucks. I know. I've started going now to like get my school stuff done. My little glass cup with my iced coffee in it. And okay, but you get like free refills. I don't. Exactly. I get free refills. You know, I hate coffee. It's so good. Because like if I get it in a glass cup,
I have to finish that cup because I can't just take it with me, which means I have to
Right.
sit there and do my work until I finish my coffee. And I also just got an iced coffee so I could get a refill,
Right.
which means I have to get at least one refill to make it worth it. And so then I have to wait to finish that one. And I'm sitting in the Starbucks getting all my work done.
I just set like a timer for myself. I'm like,
Timers don't work for me.
I will, well, it's not like an actual time. I'm just like, I will not leave here before 12:50 today. So whether I'm sitting here staring at the wall or doing homework, I will not get up from this chair. And then I'm like, I just get so bored that I have to do homework.
I guess.
I don't know.
When I worked at the library, it was so interesting to see, like, the college kids come in and, like, see how they're studying, like, the different study methods. Like, some people would do, like, the 40 minutes on, 20 minutes off, or, like...
Oh, I couldn't do that.
I can't either.
Because my 20 minutes would turn into, like, an hour.
No, exactly. Or I'll be, like... Because I tried to do that yesterday where I was going to do, like, 45-15, and I was like, I can do 40-20.
Right,
and then I ended
exactly.
up stopping at like 38 anyways.
Right.
And then taking a 30-minute break. So
No,
it's really about finding what works for you.
Yeah.
But there's so many different ways to study. But mine is the coffee.
Yours is
The
just
coffee
getting
method.
free coffee. That's so funny. No, I love my chai though, and I just sit down and I'm like, but I also base it on like tanning. That's so bad. But I'm like, UV hits the highest at 1 o'clock, so I don't have anything to do before 1 o'clock anyways.
So you have to do homework.
So I have to do homework till, like, that's why I said 12:50. And then I get there at, like, I don't know, 10, 11, and I sit down and I do homework until 12:50, get in my car, put on a bikini, go tan. Like, it is solely based off of the UV and my tanning schedule. But, like, goals. At least I have goals. Get my homework done and get tan.
That's fine. Yeah, no. I love Starbucks also for, like, I just love all coffee shops, I'm gonna be honest. A big coffee
You always
person
find
here.
little cute ones, though.
I know.
They're always another story.
I feel like they always have such good music, such good vibes. I love background noise. Like, this is at the restaurant when it's, like, kind of slow and you can just hear, like, the glasses clinking and the people talking and the jazz in the background.
No.
I love that. Like, I'm at peace. So, like, at a Starbucks when there's, like, the older couple talking and then these two teenage girls giggling and then the music overhead, I love that. And then also, like, the sound of them making coffee.
No. No. That's so, like, I need, like...
I don't have ADHD, though.
I know. Mine's so bad. But, like, either it needs to be dead silent or I have, like, full-blown house music on my, like... What are they? Beats? Bose? What are they? Beats? We have the same headphones. But I have, like, full house music on my Beats, and I'm just like, okay, homework, get it done. Like, let's go. Like, I'm just in a full...
No,
all of the little background noises, I'd be like, oh, coffee. Oh, there's someone talking. Oh, what are they laughing about? What are they... Like, no. Couldn't focus.
I love
to save
all
my life.
the little
That's
noises.
so funny.
And yeah, same thing at the restaurant. Like, I'll just, like, if somebody's being annoying, I'll just, like, listen to the bartender making drinks. Listen to the jazz music. There's an old man chuckling at something his wife did. Like, it's funny. Like, I love little noises and, like, that energy.
That's good.
I think it's a vibe.
That's good that
I'm being laughed at.
No, it's good for you. Like, it makes sense for you.
Yeah.
Personally, never in a million years.
I cannot work in silence.
Because
I feel like in silence, though, it's more of those, like, little things that I'm like, I have to go check what that is because I hear them. And if I'm blasting music, I can't think.
Well, that's the point, though, is I just blast music so that, like, there's nothing else to think about. Like, all I can look at, especially because all I do really is essays, so, like, I do just a lot of writing.
That's true.
And so all I have to do is, like, read a sentence and, like, the music's playing, so, like, I'll read a sentence and be like, okay, next sentence, da-da-da-da, and then I'll, like, listen for a second. Like, I'll just, like, back and forth.
No, I can't do that. Because I stop thinking if it's too loud.
Oh. Well, I also don't, like, think that hard, though, when I'm doing my homework. Like, I don't
That's
really...
true.
Like, I definitely don't sit there and I'm like, let me think about each individual... Like, no, I just, like, get it all out on the paper. Yeah. Exactly. Brain dump, everything on the paper, turn it in, we're fine. So, like, that's the goal. Speaking of papers, I have an essay I need to do.
For tonight?
Not for tonight.
Oh, okay, good.
No. It's due, like, I don't know, whenever the end of the semester is, in, like, a few days.
Yeah.
It's due then.
I think Tuesday.
Yeah, maybe Tuesday. No, it's due Wednesday, because Tuesday is my in-person exam. So Tuesday I have an exam, Wednesday I have an essay due. and then I'm done. Then I'm like,
then you're done.
All done.
Mine was all this week. So yesterday I had a take-home exam due, and then tonight I had an essay due at 11:59, and then I had my in-person exam today.
You had an exam in person? I thought it was online.
No, I had it in person.
Oh, that sucks. Ew.
It's okay.
I just hate school.
It was all multiple choice. Like, it's fine.
Oh, okay. But like having to go to class is such like a. I guess I can't drag myself.
I feel like if I didn't have to go in person, I wouldn't do any of the work though.
Yep. Yep. That makes sense.
Like, I honestly hate the classes that require attendance, but also I need it to be motivated to actually show up and like.
I know. I just wish it wasn't like graded or something. Like it was like extra credit if you went to class.
That's true.
Because like there are some days where I cannot get myself out of bed, but I'm like my grade is going to drop drastically if I don't go. And I'd rather it be like, I kind of don't have much going on today. I might as well go to class and get extra credit. Like I think that's how school should do it.
Or like have like a certain amount of days you can miss.
Right.
Because one day is ridiculous. Or like if you miss one day, your grade goes down 5 points.
No, that's how mine.
That's insane. Like it's like things happen.
I think my Spanish class, it's like I want to say it's 25% of my grade is attendance.
That's crazy.
So like I've missed a few, and it's definitely gone down for that. But like it's a really easy class though, so it's not like crazy or anything. But like I'll miss a Spanish class, and I'm like. That just took me down a minute. Like I can feel it. It's bad.
Anyways.
Okay, I feel like we should get into the main topic though of today. After all of our talking about random nonsense.
Small talk.
Yeah, small talk. I don't know. Like where should we start though?
So speaking of Starbucks.
Oh, okay.
So, the other day, Peyton's been at me all week being like, you need to write down topics. You need to write down topics. You need to write down topics.
My gosh.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, and I go on our little Word doc, our shared Google Doc, and she has like 4.
I have 5.
And then I put down
to write
like 9. Like 9 or 10.
This is true.
In like 30 seconds, I just like da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da.
That's why, though, I knew you could do it so easily, though. And that's why I was like, just do it so I know it's done and we don't have to worry about it for months.
But you kept asking me, like, while I was doing something, I'd be like at the gym, and you're like, okay, when you're done. And I was like, no.
But, like, you do multiple things while you're at the gym. Like,
I know, that's true.
Your academic weapon nonsense where you, like, have your iPad up on the treadmill.
Yeah, I was
and you're, like, doing, like, 10 different
night.
things. Like, just type out 4 ideas and I would have been happy. But you did 20.
Anyways, I put in all my ideas and this is the one that she picked for today.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a more Peyton-centered topic.
Right.
Like, I don't have much to say besides, like, the other side, I guess.
Right. Like, I feel like it's definitely, like, double-sided. Like, we can both, like, talk about how we... I don't know. Okay, well, the topic for today is too little too late, which I feel like... this can go for like so many things though. Like this is like friendships, relationships, family, like all around it. Because coming from like, you know, someone who's like in a relationship and like you've been in relationships, like obviously we both have family and we both have some friends. So like on good days. So like I feel like we definitely can like relate to this in many different ways.
Yeah. There's so many different examples of like
I know
too little too late.
I feel like I'm gonna start with friends though because this is my thing right now. No, this is my thing. Like
okay, go.
Like this is good actually. Oh, I need to get this off my chest. Okay. Anyways, so like we both just went to college for like our freshman year, and it's definitely it's like a I don't know like a jump. I would say it's just a big like. You know, when, you know those things where it's like they push the kid into the water and like they just have to swim, like they have no choice.
Oh God.
Like I feel like that's how college is. Like you're just like, you move out, you're out there, like go do your thing.
Even if you like do like all the stuff you need to, like
there is still just
it's like much. Do your best, like talk to people before, like you found off Instagram that are going to the same classes as you, whatever. Right. You are still being pushed in the deep end. Like,
no, you are just unprepared.
It's nothing you expect.
Right, because, like, there's no experience before college that can prepare you for that. Unless you go to, like, boarding school, which, like, neither of us did. So, like, unless you, like, have the exact experience. Like, you are so unaware of how this all works. So, like, that's why, I mean, I rushed in the fall. So that was, like, fun. That was, like, I would say to anyone who, like, is starting college soon, definitely rush, because, or at least, like, rush.
Which is crazy based on what she's about to say.
I know. Rush, join a club, literally do anything, just because you will meet so many people. Like, for me, at least,
absolutely.
during, like, the rush process, even if you don't join a sorority, like, or, like, a frat, you meet so many people that week of rush. I mean, you are, like, kept, like, for us at least, you're, like, kept in this room, and you, like, are forced to talk to these 30 girls around you for, like, 6 hours a day. Like, it's ridiculous. It's, like, it's crazy. And then you go into these, like, rooms or, like, houses, depending on the college, and you, like, meet people that way. So, like, you are constantly meeting people. So, like, that's my biggest, like, advice is definitely rush, or, like, join something.
Yeah,
just, like,
we'll go out, like, anywhere in her college town. She's like, oh, that girl's in the sorority. That girl's in the sorority.
Right.
That
Like,
girl's in this sorority. That girl's in this sorority.
You just meet so many people that way. So even if you're, like, you get through the whole process and you're like, this is not for me, totally fine. But, like, at least do the process, because I think it's, like, $100.
You'll click with that person.
Right. And you get, like, a shirt out of it, and you meet, like, 400 people. So, like, exactly. So you might as well. But, so anyways, I rushed. And that was, like, such a fun experience, though. I did like it. It's exhausting, because it's, like, you're, like,
required to be with people.
Exactly.
For, even like, if you do not want to.
Right. I mean, I was with a girl, and she was, like, she was going through it that whole week. I remember her and I were, like, we clicked, like, immediately, and I love her. I still see her all the time. But she was having, like, a week, and I remember just being like, I can't imagine. Like, I just don't even, I'm just tired, and this is all I did. And she's got, like, other stuff going on. I was like, I would die. But anyways, I definitely, like, met a lot of people, and it was super fun. And then I rushed, joined a sorority. So I've been doing that for the last, like, semester, or last 2 semesters. But I feel like my fall semester was so good, because everyone's, like, new to this. Like, everyone's
happy.
Right, exactly. Everyone's so happy. Everyone's just, like, we're in a sorority. Like, this is so cool. This is so college. Like, it's just a big push. And so fall semester was, like, so good. Everyone has, like, a front when you first meet, and I feel like it, like, dies down after Christmas. Like, your fall semester is you're putting, like, your best parts of yourself out there. And, like, I was too. Like, I'm not blaming this on anyone else. Like, I was too. And then I feel like after Christmas, like, you go home for a month. Right, you go home for a month. You're with all of your, like, actual people, like, who you've known for, like, years.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, I've been, like, acting like this person for 5 months, but, like, that's, like,
now
not
you don't want to.
Right, exactly. I'm like, no,
people
I'm just
start showing.
Exactly. I'm like, no, I'm going to be myself. And I feel like everyone kind of does that. So then come back to spring, and I feel like, you know, everyone's back to, like, their normal. Everyone's kind of like, oh, it's not the first semester anymore. I don't have to try as hard to be, like, you know, meeting all these people, whatever. So people's true colors definitely show. But I feel like people just kind of, like, I don't know if, like, simmer down is the right word. Because definitely, like, it's not simmering down, I would say. It's more people just kind of, like, give up, like, the facade that they've been, like, having
putting
over
in less
them.
effort towards the friendship.
Right, exactly.
Starting to not be as kind.
Exactly. Like, everything just kind of, like... So I think that definitely happens, especially your spring semester, freshman year, and also girls are girls.
Girls are girls.
So, like, you know, but that's definitely, like, the too little too late thing is, like, people who I was friends with, definitely just the effort. Like, it just goes out the window. It is wild.
All of a sudden, people are like, don't put in effort.
Exactly, because they're like, oh, I don't have to try as hard. Like, I feel like that's relationship
try
too.
So hard in, like, the first semester, and then, like,
I know, and that's, like, this whole, like, 6-month thing in, like, your relationship. Like, this is friends and relationship. It's like, you know, like, both sides, like, you know, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever, try so hard in the first 6 months, because they're like,
and then
you're always, or even, like, before, I wouldn't even say, like, the first 6 months before you're dating, because they're constantly trying to, like, win you over. Like, that's the
and
thing.
then they do.
Right, exactly. And they win you over, and they're like, well, I already have her.
Exactly.
And that's how it is with friends. So, like, well, you know, Peyton's already my friend. Ainsley's already my friend. I don't really have to, like, do all of this. She's already, like, you know. So it just is, like, I don't know. But, yeah, people definitely just, like, simmer off is, I guess, the best way to put it. Because they don't have to try as hard anymore. So
they know that.
Exactly. They're like, I'm aware. So spring semester was definitely a lot for me. I feel like, I don't know. It just showed who, like, my true friends were. It was a lot. It was a long 4 months.
It was long for? Actually, for me, it was so fast.
Really?
Yeah.
Spring felt, I don't know. Spring felt like fast, but also like so long at some points. Like when I was dealing with like, you know, friendship breakups, I would say.
Yeah.
It felt like years. And then that all like, that all like stopped. Like I was like, okay, I'm done with this. Move on. And then it just sped up. Like then it was just over. So that was nice though, at least. That it just like all ended. So like I was like, okay, we're done, move on. And that was it. It just like, within like literal days. Because I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like it is exhausting. Especially trying to win people over for you. That's like the worst, is when like someone's like, oh, I can't hang out today. Like same with boys. But you're like, I can't hang out today. And you're like, oh, well, like, what about this day? Or what if we try tonight? Or like tomorrow morning when you're free? And then it's just like,
with boys or with friends, it's like, you should not be begging for their attention and being like, let's do something, come on, let's go, let's do something. Like, it's just like, stop.
Like, I feel like
they obviously don't want to see you.
Right. Like, if one of us is like, except when you like ditch me, when you don't tan with me. But like, when you're like, no, like, I'm not doing this or whatever, like, I'm busy all day, I have this, like, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Like, no one's like freaking out, we're gonna be okay. And I feel like that's the thing, is I'm like, if I wouldn't like, I always put it like in our perspective, if I wouldn't beg you to go like hang out with me, I'm not begging someone else to go hang out with me.
No, because like, you know, you'll be like, oh, like let's tan, and I'll say like, oh, sorry, I'm busy, and then I'll say, but let's go to the gym.
Exactly.
Work or something. Right. So if somebody really wants to see you, they will find
put
the
in the effort. They will put in the time.
They'll say like, oh, I can't do tonight, let's do tomorrow morning. Like,
exactly.
If they really do want to see you.
Right. So that's like the thing, is when people start being like, you know,
oh no, I can't, sorry.
Right, exactly.
And that's it.
And then you see them out doing other things. That's when it gets bad.
Yeah. Or if you know they're not doing anything.
Exactly.
Like the guy asked to hang out, like, he was in bed. Like, he was not doing anything.
Oh, I know. No, both are equally as bad. Like, you see them, like, out with, like, other people, and you're like, oh okay. Or if they're just, like, sitting at home, and they just, like, whatever. But also, I kind of get that, though, on, like, lazy days, because some days, like, if someone were to be like, hey, you want to go to the beach? And I'm like, no, I'm in bed rotting. Like, I have to rot today.
The point is, they're not putting in the effort to say,
oh, well, I'm agreed.
Tired
what about
today? Tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
Or let me finish, like, give me an hour, let me relax.
Right. And I feel like we'll always give each other, like, a reason, too. Like, I'm never just, like, no.
Yeah, do you want to do something?
No. I'm like, no, like, I'm in bed. I've been in bed for 10 hours, and I don't plan on getting out of bed today. I will see you tomorrow for the gym.
Yeah.
Like, but,
it takes no effort, but apparently too much. But it takes no effort to give an explanation.
Yeah.
Like, to just say, like, oh, like, do you want to hang out? Why are we not being close? Why are we not close? Like, why are you acting like this? And not giving that a explanation of like, oh, I don't think we should be friends anymore, or I'm just really tired, or like, just not giving anything is an example of no effort, and you're just hurting the other person.
Right. No, but just the slow, like, sizzle out is the worst.
To be like, we don't click as friends.
Right, exactly. Like, I would totally rather someone be like, listen, like, it's like a relationship. Like, listen, this isn't working. Like, let's move on. Let's find other people. Okay, done.
Yeah.
Like, I would so much rather someone do that than just, like, ignore you.
Absolutely.
Like, that is the worst thing ever. Is just being, like, flat out ignored. Like, I don't want to be ghosted by someone I think is my friend. Like, I'm not dating you. So, like, let's get it together. No, that's definitely a thing. And, like, with relationships, too.
That's what I'm thinking is, like, relationships. Like, I've been on dates with guys. I've been on multiple dates with them. Mm-hmm. And then at the end, we're just, like, can be mature and be like,
that wasn't the vibe. Like,
it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But when there's no maturity to just say it's not going to work.
I know.
And just to flat out ghost is terrible.
That's insane. Wait, has that ever happened to you? Like, actually, though? I want to know.
Where I've been ghosted?
Like, fully ghosted. Like, you went out and then it, like...
So I went out with this guy.
Sorry, I felt like this could be such a story. I was like, oh, wait.
So I went out with this guy. Peyton's one of Peyton's really close guy friends.
I'll censor it. Who? Oh, okay. Oh, wait, I remember that.
So I went out with this guy, and, like, me and him had a little bit of a history. Like, we had never done anything or, like, actually went on a date, but, like, we'd always kind of been like, oh, like, they're cute.
Right. Just Snapchat flirting.
Yeah. Like, we should do something. And finally, like, he was always in a relationship, or I was in a relationship, and, like, it just never, like, we just never really found time. And finally, like, we're both single. And so he picks me up. We go to the beach. I have a thing with guys and picking me up and going to the beach. It's just a thing.
All the time.
Have a great night. Like, we talked for hours. Like, we have the same music taste. Like,
and I remember you told me about this too. Like, you were like, this went so well. Like, I remember that.
So well. Like, I was like giddy after. Like, I couldn't sleep. I was so smiley and like. Yeah. And then that week, I'm like, oh, okay. So, because like I said, I'm confident. Like, he asked me to do the first thing. Right. I can ask to do the second thing. So, what are we doing this week? And he was like, oh, I don't know. And like an hour later, he unadds me on Snap and then blocks me on Instagram. And I'm like, I have no idea what happened. Like I said, like, he didn't put in the effort to explain anything. And then Peyton sends me a screenshot of his story where he hard launched his new girlfriend. I was so bad. It was like, oh my God.
I thought you were going to talk about the Starbucks thing with that same person.
Oh,
weren't you at Starbucks?
Yeah, okay, well, we can talk about that too. With the same person. So, I'll go into more details with this man. So, he was also just supposed to be my junior prom date because, like I said, we just kind of like...
Yeah, like, it had never been, like, a thing. You guys were just, like, friends, and it was just, like, whatever.
Yeah, we'd call sometimes, like, we would Snap all the time, text all the time. So, it's just, like...
He was just one of those people.
And... So I was like, great, like, let's go to prom together. But like I said, me and him had never, like, gone out like that. So I was like, okay, let's go to the city place. Let's go on a date. Like, and he was like, okay, great, perfect. Like, this day works. This time works. And then he went out on a boat that morning. And, like, I knew he was doing that. Like, we planned for, like, 5 p.m. or something. Like, after boat time. And he didn't text me or say he was going to be on the boat later than he was planning on it. Like, nothing. I sat at the Starbucks where we were supposed to meet for like 2 hours waiting for this man to show up. And he didn't.
Crazy.
Thank God I did not go to prom with him.
Yeah, that would have been really bad.
It would have been really bad.
It would have been such a thing though, because like
it would have been so funny.
I just touched the mic. It's okay, sorry. No, it would have been funny because like he used to go to our school, so I feel like a lot
of people
iconic. Like he is one of those people like everyone at our school knows, because again, private, small Christian school, everyone knows everyone. So like he would have popped out and everyone would have been like, oh my gosh, what in the world?
Because like she said, it was never like a thing. Like we were never a thing. So it would have been so out of nowhere. And like that's the reason I was doing it. Like me and him were friends, but I was like, this is going to be so good. It's going
to be iconic. No, it would have been so good. Well, anyways, but no, you definitely, he was like, that was just special. I truly thought you were going to talk about Starbucks first, and then you went to that, and I was like, oh wait, this happened twice.
So with the same person.
Yeah.
But like I said, like that was why it was so crazy when he actually picked me up, and we had such a good night, and I was like, this is totally not the person I was expecting. Like,
exactly.
And even you were like, he's totally lover boy, like, da-da-da.
Yeah. Just for the girlfriend and not
just for him to hard launch the girlfriend.
That was crazy.
Insane.
Like a week later, too. Humbling.
I
know.
It's another emo girl.
No, but that's like, I don't even know. Especially from you, because Ainsley's had like, I don't know. The way, Ainsley isn't friends with any exes, right? At the moment, you're not friends with any of your exes right now, right?
No.
Okay. But no, Ainsley has never been like, I don't know. She's normally just chill with her exes. Like, I feel like neither of us have ever had like huge problems with like anyone we've like gone out with. Like, even as like a little thing. You haven't had like insane though until like recently.
That's true. Except the past like year.
Right. Like I was gonna say, like you've like been like in actual relationships with more people. I just go on single dates and I'm like, yeah, absolutely not.
That's honestly more awkward though. So I feel like
if
you date somebody for months, almost a year, it's like you just know them. Like you know them. And you can't just like cut that off.
But I've never dated someone though that I wasn't friends with first. Like you will meet someone and go out with him. Like I have never gone out with a guy who I wasn't friends with previously. So like that's the difference. Because I'm like, I already know them. And then we'd go out and I'd be like, this is not the vibe. We need to be friends. And like 9 out of 10 times they're like, yeah, agree. So, like, I feel like that's the difference. But you have definitely, until, like, this year, have been, like, decently good with all of your exes and, like, you know, never had, like, I feel like neither of us have had, like, huge issues until this year.
Yeah, there's no crazy exes.
Right. But like, well, you know. But I mean, I think you would definitely like, looking at your like track record though, the guys this is good. The guys you've dated have all like up until a certain point understood that like, not like you're high maintenance, like I wouldn't say that. I think we're both high maintenance, but like that like they have to put an effort or you're going to be like, okay, bye. Like so easily. And they all met that standard up until a point. Like it wasn't like fizzling out. It was literally like, whoa, oh.
Yeah.
Like
pretty much.
Yeah. But yeah, Ainsley's definitely had guys that like, it's just like meet requirements that like like you also have more requirements. Like I feel like because I'm just very like, I'm very friendly with everyone I meet. Like I'm never the type of person, like there's some people who are like, if you're in a relationship and like, you know, you're in a group of people and a guy's like, oh, what's your name? There's like girls who are literally like personally I will never be like that. I think that's ridiculous. Like be a grown up, like do not be a child. So like that's my thing, is I'm like, I would never in a million years. But like there are just some like requirements that like Ainsley has that I'm just like not like in a bad way. No. Just in like, you just have a lot higher standards than I do. You're like, you know, like, but you crank them up though. Yeah.
Like you said, like I've been on a lot of dates, but I've only dated a few people like in an actual serious relationship, because I have high standards of when I will say, okay, great, perfect. Like I am ready to start a relationship with you because you did these certain things, like got me flowers or took me on nice dates, paid for my dinner, like complimented my outfit. I know. Said and like something like,
those are bare minimum. She has like some crazy ones.
What are my crazy ones?
Even, like, can I be like specific?
Yeah, be specific.
Okay. Like personally, the one I always remember, just because I think it's like wild to me, and it's so like it's so movie, is like one of her exes tied her shoes before. Like noticed they were untied and just like got down and started doing it.
Yeah, didn't ask.
Like just was like, oh, her shoe's untied, let me. That is, to me, that is so insane, because like I don't know, like I wouldn't even ever like think of that. I think also that like I'm the type of person, like if a guy dropped to the floor and started like I'd be like, what are you doing? But like you were so like he was just so like that,
and like I just was like,
that you were like, oh okay, like it was like standard. You're like yeah. So like that would be my thing though, is my like standards would never be like, I know that was pretty insane.
There's always that one guy that like makes your standards.
No, like that was crazy. No, I just think about that. That was like my craziest one for you, is the shoe tying, because like that is such like a movie moment. Like I think of like, it's like modern day Cinderella, how like Prince Charming like put on her shoe for her. Yeah. Like he got down and tied your shoe.
Oh no, I always make guys put on my shoes. Like if I'm wearing heels and I'm about to go on a date with this man,
I have so many pictures like that.
No.
She has these like iconic pictures. No, I'm gonna put one in the thing probably. But like of her like foot down like this and him down there like,
and him like putting on my shoe. Like putting on the buckle or whatever.
Like stuff you see on Pinterest or like TikTok.
Because it's a standard for me. Like
that's crazy.
I love acts of service. Like if you are gonna be like, ew, no, why would I put on your shoe? It's not gonna go anywhere. But if you're like, oh, that's taking me to dinner.
But that's the thing though, is like complaining. The second it's like, you know, or like I don't want to, or I don't, can I not? No. Or it just is so like, like not even like, even if it's like a big thing or like a stupid thing, it doesn't matter. It's all on the same level for me, because it really just is like.
And we can actually circle back to the topic with this one. Too little, too late. So like, they might do that in the beginning where they're like super lovey-dovey and like giving you flowers and stuff, and
like all the effort.
You start being like, can I get some flowers? And they're like, oh, but they're so expensive, and that means I'd have to go to Publix and da-da-da-da. And then all of a sudden it's like a little too late.
Right. Like it was so good, and it's just like, oh, okay. Like,
and then the effort's out the window, and then
I know.
Eventually it will be too late.
Right, exactly. And that's relationships, that's friends, that's all of it. Just because like, I don't know. I feel like that's also like a big thing, is like support. Like, especially like, I mean, yes, we're starting our podcast, but I think like, which is like a big thing, but even with like small stupid things where it's like, I don't even know, like, I don't know. I just have like, I feel like I have a lot of goals. Like I feel like both of us are very goal oriented.
Absolutely.
Like we have very different goals, I would say. Like
not really.
I would say like they're different in a way that like I don't know, in like 30 years from now where we see ourselves, that's very different.
That's true.
That's very, very different. I feel like right now they're more similar, but like our end goals are different. And so I feel like that's something too, is like circle back to like family, is like family, friends, like boyfriends, all of it. Like we all have to be on the same page, because the second like one of those things is off, it puts everything else off. Like if I have some, you know, a friend being like, that's so dumb, why are you doing that, or something like that, then like I'm in a mood, so then I'm off with my boyfriend, I'm off with my family, I don't want to do my goals, like it's a whole thing. And like same with like, you know, a family member, a boyfriend, like being like, ew, why are you doing that, or you kind of like look like this today, or you didn't do that, or whatever.
Any negativity from any of that
literally affects all else. 3 things: the goals, family, significant other, friends. Like
4 things.
Oh yeah, but like I added in goals though, but like the 4 things that are like, it just affects it so much. And that's like, no, the too little too late is the second you're just like, it's like degrading. Like the second you're degrading me in any way, and you're
there's
like putting
no effort
down.
being put in, so it just takes you down.
Exactly. And then I'm like, okay, I feel down about myself, and then I'm bringing it out on every other person I know. Like if I don't feel good, everyone knows it. And like you cover it a lot better than I do, but like I'm the way that like if I have a bad morning, if I see someone that night, they're like, she didn't have a good morning. Like you know I didn't have a good morning.
Because like the night before.
Right.
I'll see you like the next day at like 6 p.m. and I'm like, so what happened last night? Like
what happened? I know. Because we see each other pretty often though. So I feel like that's also works well, because like we'll be able to tell like, oh, are you good? What happened? What's up? We need to talk about something?
Take it for the podcast.
Yes, I know. We did so well though. She came over to my house before the podcast today, and we like didn't talk that much. We just talked about the podcast. We started editing, set up on Apple Music and on Spotify, so you can listen everywhere. But yeah, we definitely, I know, we're saving it. We like had a silent car ride on the way here, which was nice. We just like also kept it all in. I know, I was like editing everything, so.
I was editing on the way here. In the like 10-minute drive to the office. Like,
yeah, but no, I definitely feel like, I mean, hey, it was a really good topic though. Like, from all perspectives, I feel like everyone just needs to like, you know, just try. Like it takes so little to make so little to make us happy.
Yeah,
like someone does something little, and I remember it for 2 weeks.
Yeah, the whole time my shoe thing. You've talked about that for years. Since the year and a half it happened. Yeah, like literally, and it's such a little thing. Like he probably doesn't even remember it, because he just kind of like, it took 30 seconds, tied a shoe that takes actually no effort. Yeah, but it's just putting in that thought.
I know. Just little things. Like I don't remember the big things. Big things just kind of go out the window for me. I'm like, oh, whatever.
But
like,
those little things.
But the little things, I'm like, oh, hold on to that. I know. Well, I feel like that was a pretty good topic. But we will have another episode next week.
So don't forget to follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, follow us on, subscribe. Subscribe to us on YouTube, and you'll be able to listen to this on Spotify and Apple Music, and we come out with episodes every Wednesday. Bye.
Look at how pale my hands are compared to my, look at that.
You like leaned forward, and I'm still in a shadow, and I look tanner than you right now. Like I look like dark.